Meralco for inviting me, because this is really our dream to come up with our own laboratory here. Finally, I get to see yours in the private sector, which I have to admit, you move way, way faster than the government. But before anything else, I'd like to greet Chairman of Meralco, Mr. Manuel Pangilinan. Of course, we also have Oscar Reyes, President and CEO of Meralco, and of course Al Panlilio, who was my classmate in high school before, who I used to copy from. And of course, Chair Ducot, where we always meet on a regular basis, because I tell everybody that DOE and ERC are actually independent bodies, but I have to be honest with you, we have a very small market that the last thing we want to do is to be totally independent. The first thing we should do is work together. Siguro if we have 30,000 megawatts in this country, okay, as our peak demand, maybe that's the time we should start fighting each other. But for now, it's working together. That's a key factor in actually making sure that we have sustainable electricity in this country. Now, my message is very simple, because we've been talking about this with Meralco before. Okay, that we have to focus on demand side, because we always focus on basically supply side, but nobody talks about the demand side. About a year and a half ago, I was in Korea. I met with the chairman of K-Water and the board of directors. I only had one message when I went there: do you want to proceed with the Angat sale or not? Okay, because if you don't want it, I'll give you a good exit for the government and for K-Water. Of course, they were interested. That was my only message. I went there, same day I came back. And I noticed that in Korea, they were actually turning off a lot of their appliances. In the restaurants, there was no air conditioning system. In the headquarters of K-Water, I think there was only one aircon which was open. And the only functioning air conditioning system, as far as I observed, was actually the hotel. And I asked everybody, what's going on? They said, we have a power crisis. Why? Because we don't have enough supply. Why? Because the nuclear power plants are suspended at the moment. And even if we open them, we might still not have enough for the rest of the country. So they're kind of conserving on the demand side. A year and a half later, which is now, I talked to them again and I said, so have you resolved your problem? And they said, yes. Did you put up additional plants? Oh, no, we did not. What did you do? Well, the people don't want us to put additional coal plants or nuclear power plants. So I said, what did you do? Well, what will happen to your demand? And the people said, we don't want any additional plants, and instead, we're willing to cut down on consumption. Which is, eventually, that's where everybody's heading. Are we there? I don't know. Okay? You probably can answer the question. But when we talk about energy conservation, we always get massive reaction. Put your air conditioning at 25 degrees. Are you out of your mind? That's how they react. Maybe we should avoid suits on summertime and wear t-shirt and shorts. And for qualified women, probably even shorter.